one of the things that was discussed in this interview is the potential of Lionel Messi possibly coming to Major League Soccer and obviously going to Inter Miami.
Oh, he's coming.
Okay.
You heard it here.
There it is. Exciting. Look,
why do you think I'm wearing pink today? It's a little spoiler alert.
So I just want to look. I don't think anybody definitively knows what is going to happen, but we were talking about this last week. That the debates we see Fabrizio Romano tweet about like, hey, he's definitely staying at PSG. All my sources are saying that. And then, our source, Mike Ryan Ruiz of the Dan Le Batard show with Stugatz says, no, that is incorrect, which a lot of times people will lean on Fabrizio because it's Fabrizio.
Sure.
But there seems to be a lot of people saying like, hey, it's not an open and shut case. There's actually, it seems like and Don Garber mentions this in the interview as well, like, hey, we're going to try to do what we can to bring a player like this, and which could mean, I don't know if it's 99% ownership of Inter Miami. Who knows? But it's not that crazy to try to throw the kitchen sink at him.
No, and it's not. And on a serious note, I have no idea what Messi is going to do.
We're not clipping that part. We're clipping the part when you said you definitely know he's coming. but I understand what you're
Yeah. Again. However, I will say that, okay, I'm going to go backwards a little bit here. And I don't think you thought that this is where this conversation was going to go.
No, I love surprises.
I walked into a bar in Atlanta, and who was sitting there? Charles Barkley. And who did I end up talking to all night? Charles Barkley.
Okay.
And we ended up, of course, this is going back way over a year ago. We started talking about how Messi needs to come to MLS.
Right.
And Charles Barkley said, I think if all the owners put some money in the pot.
Can you just do a better Charles Barkley impression? Are you capable of that?
No, that's not good. That wasn't really good.
No, go tell the story.
Chuck told me, I'm telling you, this Messi guy, he's like, Messi, that all the owners need to give a little bit of money to bring Messi to MLS. Like, okay, sure, the team he goes to gives like a little bit more.
Yeah,
and
like a pool.
That's crazy. And then like I woke up that morning with a hangover the next day, and I thought to myself, that's actually a really good idea, that it is even if Messi scores 9 goals on Atlanta United, it is in Arthur Blank's interest to also have Messi in MLS. So while I'm sure people like Don Garber, our commissioner, know better what the business template should look like, Chuck's not wrong when he says that every owner should throw some money in the pot, or every owner has a vested interest in Messi coming. Yeah. Even if he beats you in MLS Cup.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, so like...
I mean, this is...
Chuck, we trust.
You are 100%... correct. I would have never guessed that's the story about Messi potentially coming to MLS would have involved Charles Barkley in any way possible.
Something people don't know about me is there's no one on planet Earth I love more than Charles Barkley.
Okay.
And so when I ran into him, anything he told me now is Bible to me.
Sure.
There were other things that I'm not going to dive into.
Whole conversation is just tattooed on her body.
Yeah.
But
when we talked about MLS, I was all for that idea. I mean, if you ever listen to their podcast, The Steam Room, that's another great podcast. That's kind of like you guys in the way that, or I like to think with us with the call up is like, yeah, you can follow the league, not follow the league. They might not even talk about the NBA in that. It's just you really get to learn about a person that's on the other end. And they talked about the World Cup when it was going on. Yeah. And I was like, oh boy, where is this going? And he goes, that finals thing, mind you, Argentina versus France was that finals thing. That was one of the best sporting events I've ever seen. And I was like, yes, you're getting there. And then someone chimed in with when Atlanta lost like 28 point lead in the Super Bowl. He goes, no, we don't talk about that. I'm still paying that one off.
Amazing. So look, if you look, I appreciate the compliment and the similarity. If you guys want to listen to a podcast like ours of two guys who've never won an NBA title, go check out this.
Oh man.
Yes. Did you see that clip where I think it was Kelsey Plum, the WNBA player that
No.
was? I think she was on the podcast with Barkley,
Yeah.
and she roasted him about because he roasted her about something because she won a title, and then she was like, "Oh, well, you haven't," or whatever, and it was great. Huge fan of Kelsey Plum. She's awesome.
Crimson Pizza. Jillian really bringing the Alexis tangent energy. Is that a diss?
Yeah, no, it is not. It is not a diss because
Tangents aren't good.
Alexis does this all the time where I ask him like a legitimate question and it really goes into
I'm sorry.
12 different
You're
places.
You're trying to stick to like a thing.
But that's
Sorry. No, I want to stick
You're
to
fitting
Christian's
in.
plan.
That's
This is
the
part of the
nature of
Cooligans.
the show. The reason this show is successful is because I come in with a plan and Alexis is like,
Research,
nah,
statistics.
we ain't doing that. Okay.
For the next 19 minutes, let's get on track.
Alexa's like, yo, what about this pizza?
So that's what. And look, now I have a Mike, the producer, to it could be 2v1, and we still lose. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
So the Matt Graham just said Messi to Miami and Ronaldo to Kansas City, and put a laughing emoji. I don't know. I mean, look, it's. I would say this: the stuff about Messi.
Kansas City. Peter Vermees and Ronaldo.
Fabrizio Romano said in a tweet a couple of weeks ago that that Messi that this would all be sorted out by the end of February. And we're in March.
Like this past February.
This past February, yeah. So and look, so he's gonna. I'm sure more. I'm not saying that necessarily that we should doubt Fabrizio or whatever. Like I'm sure he's hearing something from one camp, and I'm sure the people at Inter Miami might be saying some other things, and there may not be that. Like I think who is it? Is it Messi's dad that handles all his negotiations or something like that? I think so. So I just think the reason we don't have a definitive answer of him signing with PSG is because I think the offer is getting probably a little bit sweeter from MLS and Inter Miami, where he's like, I don't know, maybe I got to think about it a little bit more. PSG.
MLS is sweetening the pot, perhaps. Oh, I love that. You know what, too? Phil Neville's on my five-a-side, as you saw. The man had the guts to bench Gonzalo Higuain.
Right.
And now he's got Joseph Martinez. So, he is primed to manage Messi.
Okay, look, I hope I feel bad for Inter Miami fans because obviously the penalties that Inter Miami are sort of dealing with are not ideal. But Phil Neville is trying to do what he can with what he has. And look, they made it to the playoffs last year. I was at the game at Citi Field against NYCFC. And you can clearly see improvement. And then I think
100%.
They're getting their stadium. I don't know what year, but it should be in like the next 2-3 years.
2020 something.
I mean, but it should.
And I'm so happy it's going to be in Queens, by the way.
I was referring to Miami. But yes,
them too.
Yeah, they're getting their stadium sooner. Yeah, I would imagine
a little sooner. Maybe.
But no, both of those franchises is going to be incredible. But Miami getting their stadium in Miami.
Miami Stadium is going to be in Queens. You heard it here.
Honestly,
and Messi's going to play.